A few months back, I made a video saying that Ruffs was one of, if not the most underrated support brawler in the game. However, in that video, I only used him in solo showdown, which kind of defeats the purpose of him being a support brawler. Although he's really good on his own, I also want to use him in team-based matches. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I won't go through every single game mode, but for the ones that I do choose, I'll play them a couple of times. I'll also be using different loadouts to see which one works the best. So with that said, let's first start off with Gem Grab. Now, the one thing that I really like about Ruffs is his ability to change the battlefield. So you can use him in both long and short range, but if you happen to have his super unlocked along with his star power that allows him to destroy terrain, then you can quickly change how things go. For example, this map happens to have a lot of bushes and the enemy team really enjoy hiding on the right side, so what I do is I charge my super and I just toss it over there. And slowly but surely I'm able to expose them without needing to get close. Now you probably don't want to do this every single time, especially if you or your team can use that cover, but it can be practical when needed. For the rest of this game I try to defend my teammates, but my aim sucks so I die quite a bit, but luckily we were able to get the win. So now for the next game, instead of take cover, we'll be using air support. So I have a bit of a love and hate relationship with this gadget. While I do think it can be fun when used properly, most of the time you're not gonna get anything from it. I guess it's because it's both slow to use and doesn't destroy terrain, like not even bushes. But maybe that was a good thing, because if one brawler can destroy like 90% of the map, then there's a serious problem. Regardless, I think maps like these are the perfect way to use it. I think its practicality isn't being able to do damage, but instead halting or even pushing back the enemy team to give your team more time. And although I didn't really show it in this game, I'm sure you can get it to work like that if you keep trying. But anyways, that was Gem Grab, and I think Ruffs is a really good choice for that mode. So now we'll be moving on to Hot Zone, and for this first game I'll be using this loadout. It's actually been a while since I've played Hot Zone, and I do remember liking it quite a bit back then. Though then again, I also remember not liking many of the maps. So much like Gem Grab, I try to use my super to destroy as much terrain as possible, and in this case it is justified because of Tick. And man, I hate this brawler. You'd probably never see him in solo showdown, but in team-based matches like this, especially in very compact maps, you will see him everywhere. I'm not sure if he's meta anymore, but that sure doesn't stop him from being annoying. But thankfully I'm doing pretty good against him, and that's thanks to his attack being able to bounce. And going back to what I said, you probably don't want to destroy every single piece of cover, because in this case it's actually beneficial for me. I also only used my gadget once on this match, but I guess maybe it's because Tick would have just destroyed it easily. Anyways, I sort of messed up with my recording, so instead of showing the second match of Hot Zone, we're just going straight to Heist. And I'll be using the same loadout for this. I have a feeling that Heist is going to be the least played game mode if you're going to use Ruffs because of that. Ruffs does do a lot of damage, but just not constantly a lot of damage. Although I am doing fairly good here, it's not really ideal for a support brawler like me to do this by themselves. And even when I try to defend, my gadget is just not enough to deal with the brute force of these guys. It also doesn't help that he's slow. I mean, I probably could have used that gear that allows him to move faster in bushes, but I didn't think that far ahead. So instead, I just gotta suck it up and move on to the next match. Alright, this time I got air support, so I'm not gonna get my ass clapped. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, when you face off against Buzz Lightyear, you're probably going to die half a dozen times. But thankfully this was only in the first minute or so, because we quickly turned things around. And I even get to use my gadget as I wanted to. Strangely enough, although I do end up dying in the end and we do win, I actually ended up doing more damage than Nita. So I guess air support's the way to go in this mode. Anyways, for the final event, we are choosing Bounty. I don't like Bounty. It's my least favorite game mode, probably even more so than Brawl Ball, which is saying something. And the reason is because everyone just picks the same brawlers over and over again, so whether it's Piper, Byron, Bee, or even Tick, it gets repetitive. I think most of the blame can be shifted towards the map designs. I mean, look at this. This was practically made for brawlers like Dynamite. Now thankfully Ruffs does have a long range attack, and if you can aim better than me, you'd probably do a lot better. But unfortunately in this game we couldn't get a single kill. Alright, this time for my gadget I'll be using Take Cover, and for my star power, Field Promotion. This time we actually started off pretty well in the beginning, mainly because they didn't have a Piper. Though I'm not sure how good his Field Promotion was, considering that it didn't really seem to make a difference as much as I tried to. However, our luck didn't last long because I ended up dying, we ended up tying, and somehow they won. Alright, this time now that we have a Piper in our team, we're definitely not gonna lose. So funny story, I actually did record footage of me playing Brawl Ball, but I did so badly in it that I am embarrassed to show it. I think I played like 4, maybe 5 matches, and I only won one of them. But even if I did lose that many times, I still prefer Brawl Ball over this. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Anyways, we are doing much better in this match, and just like that we won. So in my opinion, I think Ruffs is a really good brawler for many of these modes. Of course, it may also depend on the maps and loadout that you choose, but for the most part, I think he's gonna do a good job. With that said, this is going to be my last video of the year. Depending on how things may go, if this video is popular, then I may continue doing them. I know most of my videos have been very basic, but I just haven't really had the time to edit them properly. I also want to try out new games in the future. I've heard Marvel Rivals is really popular, so if you guys want to see that, then I'll be happy to do it. I also want to utilize my channel's attributes a bit more, so like using YouTube shorts or maybe community posts. If you happen to be watching this on the 31st, then Happy New Year and have a good day.